On behalf of the General Assembly, I have the honor to welcome to the United Nations His Excellency Jacob Zuma, President of the Republic of South Africa, and to invite him to address the Assembly.
Mr. President, we have chosen an appropriate theme for this debate, given the challenges facing the world today, namely focusing on people, striving for peace and a decent life for all on a sustainable planet. The theme encompasses the three pillars of the United Nations of peace and security, humanitarian affairs, and human rights, as well as socio-economic and sustainable development. Mr. President, the issue of global peace and security continues to be one of the pillars of the United Nations agenda. South Africa reaffirms its commitment to cooperation between the United Nations and regional and sub-regional organizations, particularly the African Union, in matters relating to the maintenance of international peace and security. We welcome continued support for the AU's efforts to resolve conflicts on the African continent through promoting African solutions to African problems and challenges. As Africans, we are doing everything possible to reach our goal of silencing the guns by 2020, as contained in our Agenda 2063, a continental blueprint for peaceful, prosperous, and democratic Africa. Mr. President, we continue with our call for calm in the Korean Peninsula. The situation cannot be allowed to get out of hand. As a country that voluntarily dismantled its nuclear weapons program, South Africa is of the firm view that there are no safe hands for weapons of mass destruction. The only viable solution to the problems of nuclear weapons is their total elimination, as expressed in the recent UN-adopted treaty banning nuclear weapons. It can no longer be acceptable that some few countries keep arsenals and stockpiles of nuclear weapons as part of their strategic defense and security doctrine, while expecting others to remain at their mercy. We are concerned that any possible accidental detonation would lead to a disaster of epic proportions. We are making a clarion call to all member states of the United Nations to sign and ratify the Ban Treaty in order to rid the world and humanity of these lethal weapons of mass destruction. We reaffirm at the same time the inalienable rights of states to peaceful uses of nuclear energy as reinforced in the Non-Proliferation Treaty. South Africa is today the biggest and proud producer of medical isotopes used in treatment of cancer patients globally. We will continue to harness the peaceful uses of atoms in addressing challenges of socio-economic development. Mr. President, as we stand here, the UN Security Council is paralyzed and is unable to carry out its charter responsibilities for maintenance of international peace and security. We remain steadfast in our call for the reform of this critical organ of the United Nations. Mr. President, South Africa stands ready to work with the UN to promote peace, human rights, and sustainable development. As said by our liberation icon, Oliver Reginald Tambo, and I quote, "We seek to live in peace with our neighbors and the peoples of the world in conditions of equality, mutual respect, and equal advantage." Close quote. Mr. President, I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.